Welcome back to Beyond Classified. I'm your host, Chris Matthew. Joining me is Cory Hughes, and tonight our guest is Charlie Robinson. Tonight's show is a Rokfin exclusive. You can sign up using the link in the description to get access to all of our content and, of course, all the other content creators that are already there, including Charlie Robinson. You can also listen to this full free episode on the Forbidden Knowledge News podcast. Also, you can get tickets right now to Forbidden Knowledge NewsCon 2021, which is going to be April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th this year, with 12 amazing presenters. Visit forbiddenknowledge.news. You can check out the lineup for yourself and get your tickets right now. You won't want to miss this one. We got some amazing people this time. Tonight, I want to welcome back Charlie Robinson. He is researcher and author of The Octopus of Global Control and co-author of The Controlled Demolition of the American Empire. Charlie, welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just interviewed one of the people that you've got showing up for your conference in April.
Micah Dank. I think I saw you had him
two
on,
of them then. Micah Dank and Dean Henderson.
Oh, cool,
Dean's
yeah.
hasn't gone out yet.
Yeah, they're both fascinating guys.
I love Dean. I mean, they're great, man. We talked about astrotheology with Micah Dank, and I talked about oil with
Oh
Dean.
man, Dean, you can talk about anything with. He goes everywhere. It's great.
He's great.
And he gets once you let him go, he just keeps going on and on, which is great.
You got it.
Yeah,
it's great.
yeah.
As an interviewer, it's great because it's like, welcome to the show, Dean Henderson, and then you're like, thank you, Dean, for being here, and it's all done.
Right? Yeah, he does all the work for you. It's great. Yeah, man. But tonight we're going to talk about, of course, some of the current state of affairs with our sad country right now. How does it feel, first of all, that you and a few others have been able to basically see the future with your books, in the direction that we're headed? I remember talking to you back in 2018 about what was coming, and now we live in the worst sci-fi movie that never ends. I was talking to Cory about it the other day. It's like the worst sci-fi movie you could ever imagine growing up, and it's unfolding right now. And I look back and I wish things that we talked about were still just conspiracy theory, but so much is just unfolding right now that's unbelievable. It's happening before our eyes. It appears to be, a massive operation fueled by fear to gain complete control of the system, destroy it, and rebuild it in their ideal dystopia, whatever that is. We're gonna find out soon now. Probably sooner than if we were headed in a different direction. But when you first started writing your second book, The Controlled Demolition of the American Empire, you had to make some changes because so much was happening so quickly, right?
Yeah, we started it in the summer of 2018 and started writing it, and it was, my part was fairly well done by January of 2020, and I was hoping that we would launch it in February at Acapulco, and it didn't wind up happening, and I was kind of bummed because I thought it would be a perfect spot because Jeff Berwick puts on in Acapulco, the largest anarchist convention in the world. Thousands of people show up. I figure this would be a good spot. It's like a logical place to do the release. But Jeff wasn't done with his part, and he was trying to plan this event, and so it didn't happen. And we wound up, and then 3 weeks after in Acapulco, we have the Corona situation, and so we were like, "Whoa, what's happening?" This is going to be probably relevant for the book. So we waited a little bit, then added it in at the end of the summer of 2020, and at that point, when I had to go back in and put the Corona situation throughout the book, I just kept noticing that the stuff that I had been writing about in 2018 that I was talking about in the future tense, I had to go back and change the verb tense to past tense because it wasn't in the future anymore. It wasn't in the present. It was already in the past. It had happened already. So it was like, well, Jeff, here's the good news. We're on the right track because a lot of our predictions that we've talked about and we've written about in here have already happened. But the downside is we have to go change it. We don't get credit for calling it in advance. We have to go in there and write it in the past tense. But whatever. I wish we weren't. I wish what we were writing was a book that you could put in like the science fiction category of Barnes and Noble. But unfortunately, it's not. It's in the documentary, or it's in the, it's a real life book. It's happening. It's happening as we speak. I'm glad we waited the extra couple of months. It made all the difference. And it's funny to try and talk to people about this concept of a controlled demolition, like an intentional taking down of America. If you have that conversation with them when I wanted to put the book out in February of 2020, pre-coronavirus, people would I mean, I think all of us would probably agree that it's coming and it's happening, but I think the general public would be like, I don't know, man. That seems a little far-fetched. I mean, you know, we'd lived in this society our whole lives and we assume it's solid and stable and it's not going to come down, but that's an assumption on our part. But now when we put the book out and we're talking about a controlled demolition, everybody gets it. They just go, yeah, of course, yeah, it makes sense. I believe this, or tell me more, or let me read what you guys have. So, I don't like writing about this. I don't. I have. I live on this planet too. I want it to work. I want everything to be good. I don't want chaos. I don't want these maniacs destroying things. But it's irrelevant what I want. This is what we see. This is what I see when I look at the situation. Jeff Berwick comes at it from a different angle, but we see the same things. And it's unfortunate because I would rather put this book out and have everybody laugh at me and say, you are so wrong, because that would at least mean that we're not living through this current situation that we're living through. I would love to be wrong on this, because to be right, though maybe it gives me some credibility in the writing world, I don't know. But to be right is to be right about the end coming, and I don't want to be right about that. I want to be dead wrong about that. I want someone to say, guy, you saw you missed the boat on this one, because that'd be a good thing for everyone. But unfortunately, the things that we saw with financial outlook, societal, governmental regulations. Jeff obviously is big into financial components with Dollar Vigilante. So what he was seeing, what his crypto vigilante team was seeing, what the Dollar Vigilante team was seeing was the end. We were all seeing this, just different variations of how we were going to get there. And it might be that. It might be that the book wakes people up. It's not over yet, of course. I mean, there's still more to come, and there's still ways that you can position yourself to move out of the way of this impending disaster that's coming our way, and maybe even profit from it, to be honest with you. But you've got to get honest about the situation we're in. Well, what we're experiencing right now is not accidental. This has been an operation, and I don't know who I'm I'm furious with the government and the agencies like the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and all those people that should be rightfully hated. I have a huge problem with them, but I also have almost an equally big problem with the general public just blindly going along with this plan and just doing no critical thinking, no research into this, no digging into the past of these people. I mean, and then the media comes out and starts talking about how, this is the new normal and now should we wear 2 masks or 3 masks and everything. And it's like, this is, I mean, this is what the mainstream media does. They take these things and bastardize them and then make you feel crazy if you don't agree with them. So it's been a frustrating year. It's been frustrating to watch what the government and the agencies around that, CDC and FDA and all those, have done to us. What they've done to us is nothing short of criminal, and the media too. But the willful ignorance of the general public has been very disappointing to me.